In life, there is a soul. And with that soul, there is a voice. If the San Diego Coronado Bay Bridge had a voice, it might have much to say.
The Navy Bay Bridge Run is a legendary race that takes place across the iconic Coronado Bay Bridge that connects San Diego to the island of Coronado. And the race is actually put on by the US Navy. And it's this wonderful connection that really epitomizes a lot of what San Diego is. This firm, strong military presence and a very supportive community in one of the most beautiful, iconic places in the entire country. Now, obviously, the primary feature of this 4-mile course is the 2.1-mile long Coronado Bay Bridge, which has a unique curve, raising it to a couple hundred feet above the water to allow large ships to pass into and out of San Diego Bay. Runners start on the mainland side, and after a series of tight turns, they start onto the bridge, which begins a long 1-mile uphill segment. As you crest to the top of the bridge, you know you're at about the halfway point and you're gonna have to power down the other side. Now, it's one of those hills that's not gradual enough to be nice and cruisy and easy. It's actually fairly steep. Now, if you're racing this for fun, you can of course take that conservatively, but those who are in it to win it are gonna fly down that hill and then into the series of tight straights and turns onto the park at the end of the bridge for the finish on grass. Now, although this race is in its 37th year, results online only go back to about 2002. And I also don't know if there have been any course changes outside of the last 5 or 6 years. But from what I can see, there have been some very fast times on this course. As you can see here in this graph of the top 3 men and then the top 3 women historically, the top 3 men's times, there are some fast times, especially one blazing fast time of 18:30 with an average of 4:38 per mile set in 2009, and the fastest women's time being 21:57 with an average of 5:29 per mile in 2005. So since then, nobody has bested these times, but there's been some very, very fast men and women to run this race. Now, this is the 3rd race in the San Diego USATF Road Series, which Lisa is currently leading thanks to her 2nd and 6th place finishes in the Kook 10K and the Carlsbad 5000, and is the last race in Lisa's build-up before the Rock and Roll Half Marathon, which she's been preparing for all season. We see that as really the peak of her season. So she's training through this race. She's entering it with the highest mileage that she's ever run before. So she's going to be racing this on tired legs. We're going to see how she does. But her goal is to get up there, compete with the front runners, and maybe to pull out a win.
Yeah, it's quiet. Oh geez. Skunk! Run!
Ciao, Lisa. Now, in preparation for this race, Lisa was coming off of a sharpening 5K type series of 3 races where we were hitting faster intervals on the track, and now we're extending that. We're looking at that specific speed endurance for the half marathon, so really seeing how much we can extend her threshold as well as to increase the pace at her threshold and immediate sub-threshold paces, so marathon pace, threshold pace, tempo pace, and we're accumulating volume at those paces. But because of the hill in this race, we're also working on hills. So programming in at least one generally hilly run per week, sometimes coupled with a longer distance in that run as well. So a long run on hills, as well as hill repeats, longer hill repeats, or sometimes some short hill sprints. Right across that there bridge. I don't know if you can see it in the video. There it is. Bay Bridge 4-miler. What, 2 weeks? 3?
3 or 4.
I wonder if we can see Mama from here when she's running. I don't know if that's her. Maybe that's a dude. That looks like a dude.
Go, Mommy! Is that your mom? Oh my gosh, that's cute.
that race. I made a point not to look at my watch, which was really helpful, just to race the crowd that was there. It really helped in that regard that the men and women ran together. The event that I had quite a crowd to run with up front, so I had a pretty big surge on that mile up the bridge past a group of like 7 or so guys. Maybe 3 of them passed me on the down. I was able to go with one of them.
Was Grace in front of you the whole race?
Grace was in front of me the whole
The winner?
race from the gun. I don't know my finish time yet, but I think she had me by at least 30 seconds. But she beat me by a full minute, I believe, in the Kook 10K. So she also raced a 1500 and qualified for trials on Friday. You know, I came into this on 70 miles already for the week, so didn't really know what to expect my legs to feel like, but honestly felt fairly fresh.
What was harder, the uphill or the downhill?
The up, but
Uphill was harder.
But it's harder for me to get the kind of turnover on the down that some of those guys can hit. You know, some of those guys were running, they ran like a 6+ minute mile up and then a 5:0 something down.
Awesome. What's left for today?
I've got another 5-ish miles of cool down left to hit 15 for the day. Hit a week of 85, which is also a lifetime high, before I head into a 2-week taper. And then rock and roll half 2 weeks from today.
Is it videoing? Are you videoing? Daddy, is it videoing? Is it videoing? Ooh, hi videoing. Ooh, are you videoing? Whoa.